Hello, on today's episode of the Comics Panel, we're going to be talking about Kong of Skull Island. All right.
Okay, so I heard that you had a lot of time on your hands this weekend. What did you do?
Well, I went to the movies today.
Finally.
What movie did you go see?
Kong, King of Skull Island, or maybe it's just called Kong of Skull Island. I'm not sure. It was excellent. I highly recommend it to anybody.
So as a Kong fan,
you were
I think really pleased with it?
Yeah, I was pleased, and it's the first time I've been pleased about a Kong movie since I saw the original when I was a kid. That kind of thing. The other ones have always they've been okay, like the Peter Jackson. Yeah, the Peter Jackson. There was parts that I liked, but overall, no.
I mean, it was almost a rehash of the
and
77
done, and it was done 2.5 hours too long, and things like that.
It was only 2.5 hour movie.
It was about 2.5 hours too long.
Too long.
You know, in the Dino De Laurentiis in the 70s. I saw that as a kid. I was a little disappointed with that because it was a guy in a costume, and I was completely at that time into stop motion, still am. But the idea that they were remaking King Kong, I had a scrapbook that I kept with all the newspaper articles and everything for a year until this movie came out, and then there was a guy in a costume. So that was a little bit of a letdown, but this movie was not. This movie was really good. It added a lot to what was already previously established as Kong history, but it left a little bit open, and it's going to be giant monsters in the future.
So we should see this on the big screen.
Absolutely.
Don't go on the smaller
Absolutely. I don't care how you see it. You'll enjoy it on television, too.
Okay.
I really think it's one of those movies.
So we were talking before. The stuff that I grew up with, and I didn't see this movie yet. So there was always the natives would always build this fence that Kong can climb over. Why build a fence that he can climb over?
Yeah.
Well, in this movie, they explained it's not to keep Kong out.
What is it to keep out?
The other things that are on the island.
Ah.
It's not about Kong. Kong can go over it, go through it, whatever he wants to do at any point in time. In this movie, that's what they say. In the original movie, it was meant to keep everything out, including Kong. And they never really went into a lot of why that was in the original 33 movie, because it was made in 1933 and things like that. But it was always one of those things where if you're going to build a giant wall to keep giant monsters out, why have a big door?
Yeah, part two. Yeah.
Well,
exactly. Right.
You know, I mean, they had a giant door. Well, that's because the Kongs built the wall.
The Kongs built the wall.
There was a bunch of Kongs, and they helped build the wall. They don't explain that in this movie, but it's to keep.
I only thought there was
in this
one.
In this book, no, he's the last.
Oh.
He has a family. Kongs are numerous things on the island, and he's the last one. So,
how did they get wiped out? The other monsters?
Fighting these other monsters.
Where do they come from?
The Hollow Earth. There's little pockets. They're going to have these giant monsters come out. It tied in a little bit with the Godzilla movie that was made a few years ago, where they, that kind of thing. So they're going to do King Kong versus Godzilla.
Okay, so they do King Kong versus Godzilla. So if he's the only one,
the last
one, they must have really stunk as fighters, because if there was a whole bunch of them,
well, they didn't explain all that, other than that these were the things that survived. He killed all the other ones, and you know what I mean.
So there's no chance of a female one to repopulate?
Well,
I mean, I'm not trying to take a stab.
I understand.
I mean, they want to bring
on this movie, they said he's the last one.
Didn't they ever have a Kong Jr.?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought they did.
Yeah, they had Son of Kong and stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe he finds one. Or they clone one.
Or maybe more come out. Maybe there's another island.
Maybe they're on the
They're going to do more.
Safe island.
And he's huge in this movie.
Maybe
he's massive. He's not like the original Kong, where he's only about 20, 25 feet tall. Now he's like 60, 70 feet tall. He's huge.
Oh, yeah.
And they said in this new movie that he's going to continue to grow.
Is he feeding off radiation too?
No, nothing like that. They didn't explain anything like that. He's more of a force of nature in this movie. The natives that are there are friendly with him. Unless you attack him, he's not, going to destroy you. He's not against humans or anything like that. and he's there to keep the balance. And as these giant monsters come out of the earth, he fights them to keep them.
What does he eat?
Oh, he ate all kinds of stuff in this movie.
'Cause
He ate a
if-
giant octopus. And
I was going to say, well, how would the natives eat? You know,
Yeah.
if he eats
He
bananas and stuff, and just wipe out all the food
He
supply.
kind of eats whatever he
bananas
wants.
are done. One day.
So what does Kong eat on the island?
Well, in this movie, he ate an octopus that he killed that attacked him, and different things like that. I'm sure he's a omnivore. He eats whatever he wants.
I'd be worried, think about with his
It's
appetite,
a
what
lush
kind of.
planet with other giant monsters. You know what I mean?
Munch on an ant. Chewy.
They sound like birds, but they're not. They're
not.
ants.
They're ants.
They're ants.
John
and
C.
they're in
Reilly.
the trees.
But there was if the radiation is affecting.
They didn't mention radiation in this King Kong movie
Well, didn't
at
they
all.
say something about they
Well,
were sounding bombs to attack
in the 50s,
monsters?
In the 50s, they were not testing nuclear stuff. They were trying to destroy what they didn't specifically say they were trying to destroy Skull Island or Kong, but they were trying to destroy the giant monsters that they know exist.
And are they on Skull Island?
That's an opening. They live underneath the earth, and there's different openings over the earth, throughout the earth, and this is one of them that is like real active. There's always stuff coming up.
So those big monsters that are coming out of the earth, were they big to begin with, or were they small because of the attack of the radiation? Now they got big.
They didn't say anything like that at all.
Okay, because in the last one with John C. Reilly, the
Yeah.
Jack Black, those monsters already existed, and they didn't talk about a nuclear war because you said before Kong was the protector.
Yeah.
So
in this movie, he is.
Okay.
I don't think the original King Kong or the remake, Peter Jackson remake, that stuff doesn't apply
Doesn't
to this
go
at
to
all.
this one.
They did not. This starts out in 1945.
'Cause what
so this is pre. You know what I mean? They don't
They just
say
forgot
that
about
he
that.
in the 30s he came to New York and
Okay.
or was a ship.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Are
had
they
a
coming to
couple,
get 'em?
They just
They're not coming to get him.
No.
Okay, they're
Well, they're coming to prove that he exists.
to get him eventually.
They don't tell you why, but they're kind of a shadow organization for the government, so they're probably going to try to turn him into a weapon or just kill him because they can't control him
Or make a whole bunch more of
or
them.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Control 'em.
Who knows?
But my question is going to be too, and it's going to be fast forwarding. Do they kill him at the end, like they do in the other movies? See, that's always bothered me with the
No.
Kongs because they kill
No.
him,
Listen.
and it bothers me.
Everybody that deserves to die in a
Dies.
movie dies in this movie. Everybody that should live lives in this movie. It's a good movie.
Okay, I'll go
You
see
know what
it.
I mean?
Because believe me, when I saw the one in '77,
And they
I was
left
almost
it-
in tears. 'Cause
This
that-
isn't
that
a tragedy.
killed me.
There's no tragedy.
And I was hoping,
know.
who directed the second one? That one with Jack Black? Who directed?
Peter Jackson.
Jackson. I was hoping they were going to flip the script
Nah.
because I don't want to see him die. He doesn't deserve to be there. Doesn't deserve to die, and that always bothered me. That's why I kind of didn't want to see it.
Yeah. It is quite a. Yeah.
It's a little bit better then. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Yeah.
selling
that
me
was
on it.
that
You're
was a
selling me.
horrible thing in the movie, but it was one of those things that kind of makes the movie too. The point is, he dies at the end.
I don't want to see that though. If I want tragedy, I live my life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly.
But it was really good. I was surprised how good the movie was. I'd heard that it was good, but like I said, I'd been so disappointed with other stuff. I was, and they set it up really nice. It's going to be cool. They've got a bit of a backstory in place where they can do different things.
I remember you said you were nervous about how
I-
good the movie is going to
yeah,
be. That you're such a fan, you have high standards for the movie.
My
so.
bar is really high
you're a
for
big
Kong.
critic.
It really is.
You're a tough critic on
And it's just one of those things.
So take it. If he says it's
Yeah.
good, you got to see
If you're
it.
a Kong fan, I think you'll like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go see it
And
now.
it's not the fight
Sad.
scenes. It's not fight scenes that go on and on and on and on and on, and you're thinking, "Gosh, when is this going to end?" It's not.
It's not.
It's not
sad.
ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. It doesn't pull you. You get just when you start to believe giant dinosaurs and apes, and then it's stuck to. Okay, Kong figured out. Bullets hurt. I guess I won't let you shoot me anymore.
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
He figured it out real quick. In fact, all of them did. There's quite a few scenes where I thought I knew what was going to happen, and the master said no, because we
Good.
know what you humans are.
See, 'cause that always
it was
bothered
that
me.
kind of thing. They all learned pretty quick. the
other
kind
Kongs,
of
they were
stuff.
slow to learn. Hey,
Well, they didn't really, like I
can-
said, they didn't really. They showed their mass graveyard, and there was a giant battle where a bunch of these things came up out of the earth, and there was a giant battle, and he was the last one. Everybody else
Interesting.
died, Kongs and creatures. You know what I mean?
So the evolutionary scale, like you said, he was the best of the best.
They said he's the last on the island, but that doesn't mean he's the last giant gorilla. So.
Right, and like you were saying before, there could be other islands.
Oh yeah.
Well,
there's other spots in the world that these things can pop up. It doesn't have to be an island in the Pacific. They come up out of the ground, so they could come up in any place in the world.
Like Harrisburg.
Yeah, why not?
Now, is there, for the people that go see the movie, is there any special trailer at the end of the movie that people should?
Well, you should
say?
stick around.
He doesn't know. So.
I didn't stick around. Someone said I didn't have to, and then another person said I should, and I should have listened to the person that said I should. At the very end, I did stick around
He said
because
yes. The producer said
the producers. Yeah, I know.
So if you're going to go see the movie, stick
around.
till the end.
But we can have another show just about that stuff because that stinks. Having to stay around and maybe they'll show something, and if then they don't, you're sitting there. I just read all these graphers and
Especially
grippers
after you just sat there for 10 minutes before the movie and saw the same commercials that you see on television.
Exactly. Is
It's
it
like,
worth it?
God, I got to sit here for all, you can't even go to the movies, and have, even talk to somebody before the movie starts. You got to get there right when the movie starts because there's no reason to get there early. It's just commercials and anything else they show.
Well, how about this? Days of Future Past. They had their own ending at the end, but if you watch it on, I think was HBO or TV when they showed an extra scene with Peter Dinklage's character. I can't think of who he played. What?
I was just saying, okay.
I forget.
Yeah.
No, Days of Future
Days of
Past,
Future.
because he made the Sentinels. I can't think of the guy's name.
yeah.
Well, they showed him in the prison that Magneto was in. They put him in a similar, but they showed that at the end. It really didn't matter. He was in prison. Doesn't matter where he's in prison because he can't really get out. It's not like he's Magneto.
I don't remember that from the movie.
But they showed it at the end on the
Extended
TV one.
version probably,
Yeah.
or director's cut or whatever.
Just show it. Why make us go through these video buys and stuff? Okay, we're getting off subject, but we could do that as another show. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to stay to the end of Kong.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
good.
check
It's
it
a
out.
really good movie.
So you give it a thumbs up?
Absolutely, 2 thumbs up. It's probably the best
You
movie
can't
I've
vote
seen
twice.
in a long time.
You can't
It
vote
really
twice.
is.
It's 1 thumbs. That's it. You don't get 2 thumbs. It's one
I
vote.
got 2 thumbs.
You can only vote once.
That's all right.
So do you think we nailed it all on this one?
I think so.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, if you get tired of the same old story, please turn some comic book pages and leave any comments in the box below.
And like us on Facebook.
And subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Thank you.